Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Thursday morning here. Got some rain coming in this afternoon, so we need to get things done this morning before everything gets soaking wet. So we're back down here at the tree that we brought down yesterday. And I took some initial cuts yesterday afternoon to see how far up that rot went, and it really only looks like it goes up a couple feet. So I'm going to get that bucked up this morning. I just spent some time looking at some measurements for the cabins and things like that. I think I'm going to buck these logs at just over 8 feet, maybe 8.5 feet long. A lot of the siding is around 98 inches. It's just over 8 feet. And that is the lumber now that I need the most of. So all of that 10-foot and 12-foot stuff up there that we've already milled generally is going to be cut down a little bit. So I think I can maximize my board footage volume if I keep these down just over or just under 9 feet or so. Plus, the base of this here is relatively thick. It's going to be a chore to get it out of here. I'm going to have to winch it out, but you know, obviously an 8-foot log is a little bit lighter than a 12-foot log. So we'll see. Let me get to work, and yeah, we'll see what we come up with. Guys, this cross cut you're seeing here, this is the one I made yesterday. So you see it's already got some sap weeping through here in the sapwood. And the middle of it really looks pretty good. A little bit of rot there. So, and it's cracked here. This is where it was splitting. So there's all these cracks here in it. So from this cut here, down to where just beyond the crotch down there, you can see I cut off those two limbs that went straight up. It's just over 15 feet. So I'm going to try and come on this side of the crotch and then get 8 feet coming this way, or 8.6 coming this way. So that way I'm going to lose several feet of this end down here. One, just to try and get above that rot. And then two, to try and get above the cracks. I don't much so mind the cracks because I can always kind of work around them and harvest, you know, the good wood out of it. But I want to get away from the rot. So that's what I'll look for right now. Let me go down, make a cut on this side of the crotch, and then, you know, I'll get my 8.5, 9 feet coming this way. Okay, so here's the crotch section of the tree. See, the crotch basically disappears kind of right in this area here. So I'm up above that by a good 2 feet or so. And here's what the cut looks like. So you can see the split, obviously there, and you got the two rings. So I'm not quite sure how far beyond this, you know, we'll actually get to the source of that split. But there is a lot of good wood right here. It all looks good. I'm a little worried about some rot maybe in between here, because obviously when that tree was young, that crotch was exposed and water got in there. But overall, this is really a good looking section. So let me do some measurements here. We'll make a decision. We'll go from there. Here's the decision I came up with. Because this end here still has some of that dry rot that's down inside it, again, I want to lose some more of that. So from the end of where it's cut now, up 8.5 feet, that means I'm going to lose about 3 more feet in this area here, which I'm fine with. Just to try and get above that rot. So we'll buck this. This will be 8.5 feet, this section here. And then we'll do the same we got to do a lot of clearing down here, and then a lot of limbing just to get access to those. And they'll all be 8.6. So we'll see how this turns out. Guys, this is where it ended up, and this actually looks great. I don't feel any dry rot in this area. I don't know if you can see all these ants that are down here. They were not happy I'm down in their area here, so yep, I don't know. Well, we'll get this log out here as quick as we can so we don't have to fitz with them. So the only issue is the crack. It obviously went further up the tree than where my cut was, but a lot of that'll probably come off. I'll try and make sure that is kind of level with the blade on the mill so I can kind of get rid of most of that I can. This across the bottom here is about 20 inches. It's about 20 inches across, so we should get some good boards out of this. But it looks great, and I'm going to go ahead and move down and start limbing and bucking up these upper portions of this tree. Well, I want to give you all a little peek at what the top side of this tree here looks like. Really nice all through here, straight as an arrow, and it's around 10 to 12 inches wide right through here. Each stump is about that. So I made a cut here, but the kerf started to pinch on me, and I didn't have anything to hammer my wedge in, so I just stopped there. But above this point here for this left log, probably only firewood above there. And then this bottom log, there seems to be an issue right here, and then it really thins out, maybe only about 8 inches above that, kind of like right there. So once we get further into that, we'll know more, but that probably won't be today. I'm probably gonna finish this cut here, make a similar cut, probably just below this group of limbs that were right here. Cut that, measure it out, get all of my logs bucked up, and then actually start to move this stuff and get it up to the mill area. So this is that oak that snapped off right there. Okay, but from there to the ground, I mean, that might be 20 feet or so. So I'm guessing this portion of the tree should be pretty good. Again, I have a break here. I'm not quite sure how far this is going to go down the tree, but it's worth getting down and taking a look at for sure. Well, let's keep moving. Well, bucked up about 8.5 feet. I got 8 sections of those logs there bucked up nice. So that, I mean, unfortunately, this is probably the easy part of this whole evolution. Getting them out of here, of course, is going to take some grunt work. So got 8 of those, really happy with them. They really look like a good quality wood. I mean, look at the middle of these here. They are just fantastic. So next thing on the agenda is get this all out of here, back up towards the mill. And we're only about, I'm looking at about 10:30 in the morning. So now the stuff that's down there, it's going to have to wait probably for another day. I mean, it's already, well, like I said, it's about 10:30, but I mean, I am soaking wet and sweat here. So we'll kind of tackle that another day. It definitely looks like there's some more usable stuff down there. We'll have to, like I said, we'll get into that another day. So let's put a plan together, get these out of here. I have a feeling it's going to involve some sort of hand winch. Well, let's make it happen. Well, here's what I'm coming at it with here. I got the log arch down here. I've got all of my tow straps there in the back of the four-wheeler. I've got my log choker here. First one up, the largest one, really is probably going to be the easiest one, just simply because of the distance. as we get further in there, you know, getting the length of chain or cable I need to pull those out of there, that's going to be kind of the primary issue. So I angled the log arch here a little bit so we can kind of pull this first one kind of straight out. And I may actually eventually just drive the four-wheeler forward just to kind of pull it that last mile. And we'll load it up on the log arch and get it out of here. So we'll see how it goes. Well, that only took 45 minutes, and I had to move that like 15 feet. So, good news is it's up here on the log arch. It's a little, I have the back portion here, it's a little too far back, so the front is super heavy and I can only lift it up so far. I might stick the cant hook under there to see if I can kind of pry it up a little bit higher, but you know, it'll get there. So yeah, this one's up, ready to go. It's going up the hill. And these next ones that are down the hill, I say this now, they shouldn't be that difficult. They're about half the size, so you know, we'll see. I'll have to get the log arch kind of set up right and just kind of yank these up the hill. All right, guys, let me get this one up the hill. We'll get back to it. Well, second go around here should prove to be a little bit better. I've got the log arch chained off to a tree that's over here. It's kind of facing right down the hill, and down there you can see the logs that are going to be pulled up just about straight up the hill. So I think this will go much quicker. Really, the only kind of the long pole in the tent right now is actually getting enough tow rope down there to actually connect the log arch to it. So we'll see how it goes. Well, there's second log up on the log arch, ready to get on up the hill. Only 7 more down there to go. So I'm gonna end this here. I'll get the rest of these up the hill. Kind of crushing it. It's about lunchtime now, about 12:30 or so. So I'll get this one up the hill and then get back down here. All right, guys, see you in a bit. All right, guys, well, we're coming basically to the end here. Got all 9 of those logs up. In fact, that is the last one that's got to go up to the log rack area. So we're wrapping it up, we're cleaning up down here. This log right here, this is where the crotch was, so don't really have much use for that right now. And then down there, a little further, you can see that's where the tree kind of picks up and goes off into the branches and stuff. Still gonna look into coming down and taking a look at that oak that's right there, but yeah, that's a story for another day. It's about 7 at night right now. It's quite smoky out, so I'm gonna have to check the Forest Service site, see if there's a wildfire in the area or something. All that being said, guys, it was a tough day. I'm wore the hell out. It's late and I haven't eaten. I gotta go in and get some dinner. And I still have some stuff to clean up. I really got to get ready. Tomorrow's going to be a rain out, so I want to prep some stuff to keep dry. And yeah, we're going to go with that. But listen, guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me. I'm not quite sure how this video is going to turn out. I can tell you what, it was a long day, and you'd be glad you're watching the video and not out here working with me. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you on the next one.